Now it is audible. Is it audible? Fine. Okay. So fine. So we are going to discuss about what is onset of monsoon, basic concept of monsoon, and in detail I am going to tell you about the various jet theory and how the monsoon circulation is established, complete monsoon circulation. Fine. So we will start with onset of monsoon. What do you mean by onset of monsoon? So there is some technical things and there is some conceptual things. Technical and conceptual things are there. So first I will talk about the definition of onset of monsoon. Okay. Usually onset of monsoon is around 1 June. We consider 1 June as a date, either plus minus some days. 1 June is considered onset of monsoon. This year it was 29th May when your monsoon strike the Kerala coast. So what you consider the onset of monsoon? Onset of monsoon is nothing. There are few definitions of this given by Meteorological Department of India. What are these definitions? First definition is there are 14 centers in Kerala and Lakshadweep. 14 centers. If 60% of these centers out of 14, if 60% of these gets rainfall more than 2.5 mm for 2 days, for continuous 2 days, then we consider it as arrival of, or you can say as onset of monsoon with other conditions. There are few other conditions also. First is there are 14 centers where if continuously for 2 days rainfall is more than 2.5 mm, we consider it as a onset of monsoon. Second condition is about depth of westerlies. Many students do not understand this concept. Why? Because depth of westerlies means the height of westerlies. And where we will calculate the height? Between equator to 10 degree north. Fine. In longitude 55 degree to 80 degree east. इस कॉलम के बीच में means from equator to 10 degree north and 55 to 80 degree latitude. Between these, if the depth is around 600 hectopascal, this is hectopascal. Hectopascal is international unit used for pressure now. Nowadays main unit is hectopascal. अगर मैं simple बताऊं, it's equivalent to 1 millibar. 1 hectopascal is equivalent to 1 millibar, or you can say 100 pascals. Okay. So you will say, how can I say that height should be up to 600 hectopascal? ये तो height की बात कर रहा हूं और मैं pressure में बता रहा हूं. How it is possible? Usually geographer refer height in terms of pressure. In simple term, it is the height where the atmospheric pressure is around 600 hectopascal. Getting my point or not? This is the height where the pressure is around 600 hectopascal. So up to that height there should be southern westerlies, south westerlies, wind should be established, and this is the second condition for your onset of monsoon. Fine. Then the third condition. Got this or not? Third condition is outgoing long wave radiation. What are outgoing long wave radiation? Terrestrial radiation of Earth. The amount calculated in upper atmosphere, listen carefully, in upper atmosphere should be less than 200 watt. W is for watt per meter square. This is calculated by our Earth observatory satellites of India, which observe the basic Earth observatory satellite observes the basic terrestrial radiation released by Earth. ocean, earth, any earth surface. Okay, and this is between 5 to 10 degree north and 70 to 75 degree east के बीच में you should have OLR value, outgoing long radiation value, should be less than 200 watt per meter square. This is the calculation of energy. This is the calculation of your long wave radiations, energy released by earth. मान लो ये अर्थ है. This is the energy release and we calculate in terms of watts per meter square. Simple. This should be less than 200 watt per meter square. Got it or not? Fine. These are basic condition. If these conditions are fulfilled, then you can say it the onset of monsoon or arrival of monsoon at Kerala coast. Got it or not? Fine. And what is northern limit? Northern limit is the northernmost, you can say, boundary up to which monsoons are present, have reached. Fine. So, can you see the map? So, usually it's 1 June. 1 June is the usual date. But this time the monsoon arrived at around 29 May. And one thing, the early or late arrival of monsoon has nothing to do with the average monsoon rainfall. Many students say that early arrival means good monsoon. No. Late arrival means bad monsoon. No. There is no linkage between these. Fine. Sir, same are the condition for no. Northeast monsoon is different. I will talk about the basic concept of monsoon in detail. Okay, I will talk in detail. Now, usually 15th July is the date up to which usually monsoons cover whole of India. 15 जुलाई डेट है, मॉनसून पूरे इंडिया को कवर कर लेते हैं. फाइन. नाउ थिंग इज we are talking about onset of monsoons. We have talked about basic fact when we say what is the onset of monsoon. But what is the concept behind these monsoons? Reversal of winds. But how these reversal of wind, what are the major phenomena behind these? So I will talk in detail about southwest monsoons in today's lecture. Southwest monsoon. Okay. And somewhat of northeast retreating monsoon. This is the normal situation throughout the year. Northeast monsoon is, you can say, normal wind pattern of India throughout the year. Throughout the year, we will have northeast winds. In summers, you will have southwest winds. How this reversal of wind takes place? How this reversal of winds take place, I will talk in detail about these, and after that I will take your questions. Okay, this is the situation during, you can say, winter season. This is the situation. So you have to learn you have to remember few basic terms. Intertropical convergence zone. Intertropical convergence zone means the convergence of southeast trade and northeast trade winds. The equatorial low. Okay. Subtropical jet stream. Westerly jet stream, you can say jet stream. Subtropical jet stream. Getting my point? So normally during winter season, what happens during the January, February, March, what happens? This subtropical jet stream, what is subtropical jet stream? It is the wind present around 9 to 10 kilometer above the surface. Listen carefully. Westerly wind around 9 to 10 kilometers above the surface. This is the narrow band of fast moving winds in upper air circulation. Narrow fast moving winds. 100 किलोमीटर का डायमीटर होता है usually, and the speed is around 350 km per hour in these narrow zones. In these narrow zones, and the direction of jet stream is west to east. Getting my point? Now got the subtropical jet stream. Narrow zones of fast winds in upper air circulation, upper troposphere, with the speed of around 300 250, more than 250 km per hour to 350 km per hour. Okay, and there are permanently in northern and southern hemisphere two kind of jet stream. This is subtropical jet stream, this is around 30° north and south, and polar jet stream is around 60° north and south. These are permanent jet stream all over the globe. So they circulate around the globe with a fast speed narrow zones. Okay, now during the winter season, due to shape of the Himalayas, due to obstruction by Himalayas, what happens? These subtropical jet stream, these, can you see the red line? These subtropical jet stream divides into two parts. One flows south of Himalayas, one flows north of Himalayas. This is the normal situation, and these brings the cold winds in north and northwestern part of India. क्या लेके आती हैं ये? Cold winds लेके आती हैं. You know western disturbances, these are also under the influence of subtropical jet stream. Due to presence of cold wind, you will have high pressure here, high pressure in northern hemisphere during the winter season. During the winter season, you will find high pressure in northwest India. Fine, this is the normal situation. So what happens in April, May, due to slowly the sun's apparent movement is towards Tropic of Cancer. ये आपको पता है सबको. During the summer solstice, what happens? There is apparent movement of sun towards the Tropic of Cancer, due to which what happens? Slowly ITC jet starts shifting towards northern hemisphere. The ITC jet in April and May start shifting towards northern hemisphere, and it's around you can say up to, it will move up to 25° north. It will move up to 25° north. Getting my point? But still you will find subtropical jet stream branch south of Himalayas. Can you see this branch? South of Himalayas. And due to apparent movement of sun in northern hemisphere, what is happening? The Tibetan plateau is getting warm. अगर वो गर्म होगा, what will happen? Slowly there will be formation of low pressure there. But this low pressure does not intensify in April and May. आपको पता है टेम्परेचर हाई हो जाता है अप्रैल मई में, बट in April, May, you will not find monsoons. Why? Because due to presence of this subtropical jet stream around 9 to 10 km above the surface of the earth blocks the low pressure. नीचे गर्म हवाएं बनना शुरू हो गई हैं. Due to increase in temperature, low pressure is building in northwest of India and Tibetan plateau. ये built हो रहा है. But due to presence of subtropical jet stream, क्या नहीं होता? Due to presence of subtropical jet stream, the low pressure never intensify. वो intensify नहीं होता. It has no outlet. It has no outlet. Getting my point? That's why you will not find the monsoons in April, May. Still the temperature is high, but you will not find the establishment of monsoon. So what happens? And slowly there is establishment of your subtropical high pressure near Madagascar. We will see in May. See the map of May. What will happen? Suddenly there will be around 20 degree. You can see it around 20 degree south in Indian Ocean, Madagascar region, around Madagascar region. It is known as Mascarene high. क्या बुलाते हैं इसे? Mascarene high will be established, and there is low pressure around Tibet. but this low pressure never intensify due to presence of subtropical jet stream. Fine. So how monsoons are established? There is no clear-cut evidences, but till now the main theory is that around last week of May and starting of June, what happens, listen carefully, what happens, this tropical jet stream, this jet stream moves towards north of Himalayas. Why? Because of shifting of ITC-Z. ITC-Z low pressure belt is shifting around 25° north, and this pushes the subtropical jet stream north of Himalayas. North of Himalayas usko push kar diya. Getting my point? And due to that, what happens? Due to that, this low pressure in northwest India, North India and Tibetan high, it intensify. क्योंकि अब ऊपर जेट स्ट्रीम तो रही नहीं है. Getting my point? There is no subtropical jet stream over Himalayas now. It's north of Himalayas, no jet stream in south of Himalayas. What will happen? There will be establishment of upper air anticyclone. There will be outlet. Now air is rising due to increase in temperature, and now this has a outlet. This has a outlet. Can you see the wind is moving upward, and due to this anticyclone, the wind is in upper circulation. These blue lines are in upper circulation. What will happen? See, this is Tibetan plateau. So wind will rise. Wind will rise, and the wind will move towards south. Can you see the blue lines? These winds are moving towards Mascarene High or subtropical high in southern Indian Ocean, where these wind will descend. वो descend होगी तो high pressure बनेगा. ये ऊपर का मैं बता रहा हूं. नीचे क्या होगा? At surface what will happen? At surface you have low pressure here, high pressure here. The wind will start moving southeast trade will cross the equator. When they will cross the equator, due to Coriolis force, they will move towards their right or not. And when they will move towards right, southeast trade wind will become southwest trade wind, or you can say southwest monsoon. So now can you see the complete circulation is there? Now what is happening in lower surface? The winds are moving from Mascarene High towards Tibetan low. When they cross the equator, they change the direction due to Coriolis force, because you know in northern hemisphere Coriolis force works towards right. They will be deviated towards right or not? They are deviating towards right. And in Tibetan low, so they are moving towards Tibetan low. At Tibetan low they will rise. They will rise, and in upper air circulation the wind will move towards subtropical, or you can say southern subtropical high pressure, and this upper wind is known as Tej or tropical easterly jet stream. This is temporary jet stream in upper air circulation over the monsoon region. ये temporary क्या बनी है आपकी? Tropical easterly jet stream. Got it or not? This is how your monsoon are established. Any doubt about this? Why in April and May there is no monsoons? Because there is subtropical jet stream, which does not allow the Tibetan low to intensify. But in June, this suddenly shift towards north of Himalayas, and this is the sign of your onset of monsoon. The sudden shifting of subtropical jet stream towards north of Himalayas. Now the low pressure will be intensified. There will be upper air tropical easterly jet stream. There will be subtropical high in Indian Ocean, southern Indian Ocean. From there Mascarene High. From Mascarene High the surface wind will be moving towards India. They will change direction towards right, making them southwesterlies, and there will be onset of monsoons. Got it or not? any issue with this? Fine. Now, second topic is system of rise intensification. System of rise intensification. So what is this system of rise intensification? This is nothing. This is the way to cultivate the rice. Traditionally, what happens? The rice fields are inundated. Inundated means they are flooded with water. And we think rice is like is a aquatic plant. Okay, Darshan and Vashu, we are not discussing here about western disturbances. We will stick to our topic. This Madagascar, near Madagascar, mescaline high is established because यहाँ क्या होती है, winter नहीं होती. Go and check your NCERT's chapter number 12, I think 12. वहां जाके मैप चेक करो प्रेशर बेल्ट्स का, यू विल फाइंड एस्टेब्लिशमेंट ऑफ दिस. यहां क्या है, स्लोली देर ड्यू टू विंटर्स क्या है, दीज बेल्ट शिफ्ट टुवर्ड्स इक्वेटर, सब ट्रॉपिकल हाई प्रेशर बेल्ट्स, एंड दिस इज इंटेंसिफाइड इन सर्कुलेशन ड्यू टू डिसेंडिंग ऑफ अपर सर्कुलेशन विंड. डिसेंड नहीं हो रही, यहां ट्रॉपिकल ईस्टर्ली जेट स्ट्रीम इज डिसेंडिंग देयर, and anything descending will increase the subtropical high pressure or not. So it will be intensified due to presence of Tej, and this is subtropical high is normally established everywhere. You will find around 30 degree, but it shift towards 20 degree south because of the movement of pressure belts or shifting of the sun. Okay, Darshan, western disturbances are nothing. During winter season, what happens? There are some fronts formed in Mediterranean Sea. These fronts, Euclidid front, I will not go into detail about these fronts. These fronts are of height of around 2 km above the surface. These are brought towards India by westerly wind, and when they find Himalayan mountains, orographic rainfall, when they find Himalayan mountains, they will rise and bring rainfall to the north and northwest India. Got it? Now I will talk about system of rise intensification. So system of rise intensification is nothing, a new kind of way to grow the rice. Okay, usually we flood the rice fields with the water, and this is a myth. We think rice is an aquatic plant, but due to flooding, what happens? Flooding of water or flooding irrigation, what happens? There is, you can say, the plant roots do not get, क्या नहीं मिलती उन्हें, oxygen, and before, you can say, formation of seed or before flowering of rice, 70% of roots dies, वो खत्म हो जाती हैं. And due to that, there is a less production. The traditional method is flooding of the rice field, but this is not right method. So what is right method? Nowadays, farmers are shifting towards system of rise intensification. What is this? This is use of organic manure, and the main thing is they start with young seedlings. Means in traditional method, seedlings of 30-35 days or up to 45 days are transferred from a nursery to your open field. जो आपकी nursery means where there is seedlings are present, they are shifted, they are planted in open fields. They are planted in open fields. That is traditional method. But in this system of rice intensification, young seedlings of 8 to 15 days are transferred. Getting my point? And why this transfer is very important? Because the chances of survival and the chances of more growth are there for young seedlings as compared to if you are transplanting older seedlings of 30 to 35 days. Getting it or not? Second thing is there is no flood irrigation. Intermittent irrigation means we will keep the soil moist but not make it saturated with water. So there will be saving of water or not, and there will be no anoxic condition, or you can say hypoxic condition, means there will be no lack of oxygen in soil. Getting my point or not? There will be no lack of oxygen. This is myth. What happens in traditional method? What happens due to flood irrigation? The roots does not get the ample amount of oxygen, due to which what happens, they have to spend their more energy for aeration के लिए ज़्यादा energy spend करनी पड़ती है उन्हें. Getting my point or not? And due to, by shifting to this type of method, what we are doing, we are providing water for only moistening the soil. We are not flooding the fields. There is no standing water in the field. The soil is moist. So if there is no flooding, then there is exchange of gases between soil and atmosphere. So oxygen is available. Oxygen is available means there will be energy will not be spent on aeration. Getting my point or not? Second thing is, you will need only 2 kg of seed in SRI method, rice intensification method. In traditional method, you need 20 kg of seeds. So input is less or not? Fine? Getting it or not? Then SRI is labor intensive in starting, but in country like India, it's good thing, because we have more HR resources. If this is increasing your production, then the output, because in India human resources are more, so we can use our labor force for this kind of organic, and you can say organic farming method, which will increase the production, which will increase the yield. Getting it or not? Then we have the roots of the plants will be very, you can say, high in volume. The roots will be much more as compared to traditional method. If roots are, you can say, deep roots are there and the roots do not die due to hypoxic condition, or you can say due to lack of oxygen, obviously the plant will stand erect or not? Plant erect rahega, and this will increase your production. There will be no losing. What is losing? This is losing. This is losing. This is losing means there will be, because now roots are present in dense root growth is there, then you can see there will be, the plant will be standing erect, and lodging is the tilt of stem. Getting my point? And this decreases your production. So in SRI method there will be no lodging, so plant will be erect or not? This is, and this will be resistance against wind or high rainfall. There will be no tilting of your stem like this. This decreases your production, this decreases your yield. Getting my point? And there will be large number of tillers. What is tillers? This is tiller. What are tillers? This is tiller. Tiller is the stem arising from the root, the leaves arising from the roots. If the number of these tillers are more, there will be more production. And in SRI method, tillers are more. There can be around 50 tiller per plant. This is very high compared to 10 to 15 tiller in traditional method. This is very high. So there will be more production or not? And there will be more big panicles. These are panicles. These are these will be more and the weight of seed will be more in SRI method. The weight of seed will be more. Getting it or not? So this will be advantageous or not? The total yield will be more or not? Input is less or not? So total economic benefit to farmer will be more, and this is kind of organic farming. Fine. Then there will be how this is done, how SRI is done. How SRI is done? SRI is done, your seedlings are planted, young seedlings are planted between 10 to 15 days in the open fields. There should not be any delay. Second thing is, these should be carefully planted, means there should be no harm to roots. Because if you carefully plant and the seedlings are young, the plants are young, they will grow more. There should be enough gap. The gap between two plants should be less, should be more, sorry. If I say there will be around 7 lakh seedlings in a traditional acre of rice cultivation, and there will be only 64,000. This provides 64,000 seedlings in SRI methods. This is due to enough spacing between two seedlings. If there is enough spacing, then the nutrients available to a plant will be much more as compared to traditional method, and they will grow more. There will be more tillets, there will be more food grains, there will be, the weight of food grains will be high. Fine. And another thing, important thing is wide spaces. Due to this wide spaces, you can use mechanical weeders. Weeders means there will be mechanical things which can weed out your unwanted plants. You can use the mechanical weeders to put out the unwanted plants, and these will be used as organic manure. ये organic manure का काम करेंगे. So there will be requirement of less fertilizers. Got it or not? And the thing is, you should apply organic manure instead of fertilizers. 10 tons of organic manure per acre can be very, very good for rice cultivation. You will require very, very less fertilizers then. Organic manures means आपकी खाद. Got it or not? So we have done with two topics. One is about monsoon and second about rice intensification. Got it or not? So tomorrow Snigdha ma'am will be taking your international relation current affairs. Fine. Thank you so much.